Hello and welcome back to Pine City Apiary. Today we're going to be doing the 5 questions, and today we're going to be doing it with Darren Jerome from Jerome's Bee Farm and Homestead. I'm going to put a link up to Darren's page, his channel, right there. Be right there. And if you click on that, you can go to Darren's channel. He's got a lot of videos. Very, very good beekeeper, and a lot of other homesteading. So the first question, with the onset of CCD, which is the colony collapse disorder, there's been a lot of new people coming into beekeeping and a lot of former beekeepers restarting the hobby. How long have you been a beekeeper, Darren? And has CCD had an impact on your apiary?
Hey folks, welcome to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead, coming to you from the heart of the Bee Farm Studios. So we've got the old extractor here on mothballs, and got some frames here I've been building, and lots of other Man Lake boxes and junk around here. This video is going to be in response to Paul Otis at Pine City Apiary. He sent a list of questions to do a collaboration on. So I got his questions here, and I'm going to go through those. But first of all, check out Paul if you haven't. Pine City Apiary, he has top bar hives. It's pretty cool. He's farther north than I am, so he has a lot more challenges with the weather and things. So we'll get to the questions. I've been keeping bees. This is my 6th year. I got into it because a long time ago, my father-in-law back then, he had some bees, and we went out and worked on them, and I was in college then, and it was like probably August, and we wore like insulated coveralls, and we about had a heat stroke, but we collected the honey, and I really enjoyed that, and I've always wanted to do it. So finally we got an acreage out here, and I was able to keep bees, and we started that 6 years ago. It was 2013 I got my first hive. So that's how I got into beekeeping 6 years ago. Has CCD had any impact on my apiary? I don't believe it has. I don't treat my bees like commercial beekeepers do. I'm pretty picky about what I do with them and all of that, so it hasn't really affected me. From what I understand of CCD, you have a hive that just totally dies, and you have dead bees laying on the ground out front. Or maybe, and I'm not sure on this, I've never had to deal with it, but maybe all your bees are just all of a sudden gone. Now, I have had that happen on one occasion last year. I had a hive that was very healthy, had lots of honey in it, and one day I was out there doing inspections, and I looked at the entrance, and I noticed bees acting like robbers, how they're all erratic, flying around the entrance, and I thought that was odd. I opened it up, and there was nothing in there. It was empty, and there was no brood. I didn't see any disease. There was a lot of honey in there, so I just took that honey and put it throughout my apiary and other hives, and I put another beehive in there beginning of this year, and it's doing fine. So that was the only strange thing I've ever had happen.
Darren, what do you enjoy the most about keeping bees?
So, most enjoyable, to me it's relaxing. So I have what I consider a stressful job from my day job, my full-time job, and I don't handle stress well. I have to work around a lot of people, and I'm naturally an introvert, so when I come home I need to relax and do something relaxing to me. To me, that's relaxing. I like to go out working the bees. Bees are fairly predictable, and I like doing that.
Okay, that's the good stuff. What do you dislike about keeping them?
So, what do you dislike? The heat. Man, in Oklahoma we have at least 2 weeks of 100-degree weather, and most of the time it's in the 90s, and it's humid, and I learned quickly that you need a ventilated suit. So man, I sweat, and I'll get out there and I'll start working, and I forgot my sweatband, so I gotta walk all the way back and get it. And that's really the only thing I dislike. I don't like getting stung, but I don't get stung very often, so that's not a big deal.
Darren, what challenges have you faced documenting your journey, keeping bees, and running your homestead on YouTube?
Challenges documenting. A lot of times you just want to go out there and work in the bee yard and get things done because you're behind and need to do stuff. And running a video and doing all that takes extra time. You're working with your gloves, you're getting sticky junk all over your nice camera that your wife bought you or your family bought you for Christmas. So yeah, just the hassle of doing it, but the rewards of getting the comments from people on the channel and seeing how many views I get and how many subscribers, to me that's pretty amazing, because I never figured 1,300 people would want to watch what I put on YouTube. So to me that's pretty cool. So that is rewarding.
What strategies have you been using to overcome these obstacles?
I strategically will, see that fancy word strategic, I like to use that. I strategically will film a bunch of video footage like in one day, like on a Saturday or Sunday, and I will release it throughout the week. So what's hard about that is I find myself staying up too late at night working on these videos, and then I get tired at work, and I come home from work, I gotta take a nap, and it's just this vicious cycle. So anyway,
Have those strategies been successful?
if you see videos still popping up, it's a success. So that's that.
And as I said before in a couple of the other 5-question interviews, this is my favorite question. What have you found about bees that has surprised you the most?
Stupid bees don't do what they're supposed to do. They haven't read the book, they do strange things. And another funny thing is all beekeepers, they all like, well, by God, you got to do it this way, or you got to do it that way. They all have their opinions, and it's like multiple ways will do the same results probably. So a lot of beekeepers, man, they all just need to chill out. Quit being so dang uptight. That's what I've learned the most. Bees don't follow the game plan. One year I said, I'm going to do, with these hives, these 5 or 6 hives, I'm going to make honey with those, and these 5 or 6 hives, I'm going to split and make more bees, and I'm going to maybe sell some nukes. And what was funny is bees didn't understand that at all. The bees that were supposed to make honey were swarming and splitting and all that crap, so that threw all that out the window. And the bees that were supposed to make bees, some of them made some honey. So yeah, they don't do what they're supposed to do.
Okay, Darren, in your operation so far, if you could start over, what do you think you would do differently?
Probably a couple things. The placement of my hives, I would have put them where it would be easy to make a straight fence and put a fence around them. Because if you watch my videos, I've had issues with skunks. And the way I close my hives at the front, I can't really make that little wire pokey thing that pokes the skunk's hands, like Pickerick showed me that. Because I like to close my hives down to just a little bitty opening in the winter, so that really doesn't work because the skunk goes up there. I don't know what they do. I need to get a video of a skunk doing this thing, but I lost a hive to a skunk last year. But anyway, back to the question, what would I do different? I would fix it where I could fence it, and I'd put one of those, Premier One fences around it or something. Take care of that. So my hives right now, they're placed. I could still do it, but they're all crooked and up against the trees, and it would not be fun making a fence around that. Also, I would consider 8-frame hives versus 10, and the reason is frames number 1 and number 10 in a hive, bees don't use that out here in Oklahoma, and I think a lot of it is we don't have real strong honey flows. But this year we did, and I have a lot of frame 1 and 10 that have honey on them. So that would be the only thing I would change about that, maybe, but I don't want any hardware that's different. I want it all to fit the same, so that wouldn't work with that. So I've seen people use 8-frame hives on YouTube and they don't have any issues with anything like that. So Okie Rob's one of those that uses 8 frames, so check him out if you haven't seen Okie Rob. He's got a good channel. So that's it. So challenge the next person to answer these questions. So I don't know if I'm supposed to do that or not. So I'll throw out Okie Rob. Hey, Okie Rob, you need to answer these questions. So I hope I didn't wait too late to post this, Paul. I know it's been a long time. I've been so busy, you know. And I come home and, you know, I got to take my nap and all that stuff. So we will catch you all in the next video. And thanks, Paul, for tagging me and asking me these questions. We'll catch you later. Y'all take care.
I want to thank you, Darren, for participating in this collaboration with me. I do appreciate you taking the time. I know you're very, very busy, so it's nice that we're able to collaborate and work with each other and get these views out that surprisingly are very similar, even though, like you said, that many of the beekeepers, if you ask them a question, you ask 10 beekeepers a question, you're going to get 11 to 15 different answers. I think that we all really love what we do, and that we're passionate about it. And I appreciate you taking the time to work on this video with me.